tiniest bit more.
Yeah, let's go, Nurgle. There's a PP VTuber. She's watching 40k. It's my first time into the 40k universe, and I'm sorry, but like the names of the gods made me laugh a little bit. We got Korn, Twitch.tv, and Nurgle. But Nurgle is my goat. Okay, I mean, look at him. Let's watch what is Warhammer 40k.
In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium exists the Empire of Man, a backwards carcass of an empire comprised of many devoted forces, gigantic robot knights, religious
Is those
machine
the Space Marines? Is those the Space Marines? Is that a part of 87?
cultists, and incredibly heavily armored women.
Damn!
Most
Get! Damn! Okay, well you got me at hot women. Nope. Nope. What? What? What did I even do?
likely with sweltering abs,
Hell
and
yeah.
one must know what those abs taste like.
Like metal. Whoa! Ah! Chill! Chill! I got flashbang! Chad, you're not used to seeing stuff like this, are you? Okay, you're a watcher of me. You're not used to this
My
side.
gamer Supps flavor is here.
Damn.
Sweet six-pack has arrived.
Sweet
a delicious
six-pack,
and
bro.
refreshing cherry pineapple blend. Play the sound.
Cherry pineapple? I like cherry, but I don't know like pineapple.
Yes, my Bricky's official gamer Supps flavor is here. Sweet six-pack, not only in regular energy
Damn.
mode, but also
The
in
artwork
caffeine-free.
is going
The cherry
crazy.
pineapple flavor is not the
Could you turn down a bit? Okay.
kind of flavor that just smacks you in the face. It is light, it is refreshing, and it's one of those things where you sip it and you go, not bad. And next thing you know, you are having your fourth refill.
Okay, but I don't want the advertisement give me to be like not bad. I want it to be like, amazing, changed my life for the best. And then when I buy it, I'm like, not bad. Okay, you can't advertise to me with the not bad. That's supposed to be my reaction.
The same day. And it is available now. Link in the description. Use code Bricky for 10% off your entire order.
Booba is
Not
too
just
OP.
for this, but for everything you buy. And I'm not dumb. If you buy any of these tubs, regular, caffeine-free of my sweet six-pack flavor, you will get a Muscle Girl 32-ounce shaker completely for free. There are only a couple thousand of those shakers.
What I'd give to have
so
my
get
own,
it
bro.
while supplies last.
Not a muscle girl one, but like one of me. What I wouldn't give, bro.
I cannot believe we finally have this, but I told everyone, like, once you find out the flavor, you'll be like, yeah, that tracks. And damn straight does it track. Sweet six-pack available now. Code Bricky,
32
link in
ounces
the
of
description.
piss. When will the small booba girls get a chance, man?
The age of knowledge and enlightenment has ended.
I forgot this was for
The
Warhammer.
age of darkness has begun.
Whoops!
Roughly 60 million years ago, there existed aliens.
Okay.
And these aliens lived short, painful lives. They belonged
Like
to
humans, no? Like us. Short and painful, you know?
radiation-stricken worlds and often died of various cancers before the age of 30. These aliens, the Necrontyr,
God, I
looked
wish that was me.
up to the stars and found extreme beings of real power. Beings with the ability to create life. The Old Ones of the galaxy. They asked these Old Ones for help. Please cure us of our ailment.
Okay, dude, I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up because I know this is gonna get a lot more complicated. Okay, so small little aliens, they're kind of weak and bad, and they find these gods kind of like the Dragon Ball, and they're like, oh, Dragon Ball, please make us good.
To which the Old Ones said, piss off. So the Necrontyr gathered together and did the sensible thing. They declared war upon these old beings and were promptly beaten into the dirt back to their short, painful lives. In the world of Warhammer, there is a hell. This hell is not like you and I know it. It's more of an afterlife, a place where dead souls end
So like, it doesn't matter what you do, you ended up in hell, huh?
up. This place has many names: the Empyrean, the Sea of Souls, the Immaterium, and the Ether. But mostly, we just call it the Warp. While you and I know of hell as a place of horrors and punishment, the Warp isn't really that. Not in the beginning. It's energy, but the kind of energy formed from thought and soul. Psychic energy, where the dead souls of people end up in a place that is impossible to understand. No laws of reality exist.
So it's like, damn, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Like, time is merely a suggestion, and it is not something that can be braved easily. The Warp would be like sailing the ocean.
So wait, can you go in there as a living being? Like, is it a physical space, or you can only, like, you get absorbed there when you die, like your soul energy gets absorbed into it?
A pirate movie. To jump from your ship would be certain death. To stay in the sea for too long on your boat could drive a man mad. And there are many dangerous things lurking in those depths. Yet, the sea is not...
Are you sure it was too loud? Because now it's too quiet for me. So, I will up the volume for myself.
Not evil. It simply is. Mostly. There are more malevolent beings in those waters, areas that you do not sail towards. This would be known as the realm of chaos. The realm of chaos exists in the Warp as a special...
It's all about a chaos. So this is kind of like the hell inside the afterlife, right? So the Warp is like an afterlife, and the chaos is like a hell.
Area led by 3 chaos gods. Khorne, the god of
Khorne! His name is Khorne! Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Something, you want some corn? We will sacrifice your newborn. Dude, his name is fucking Khorne. Okay, I'm sorry, Khorne. I can't take you seriously, bro. His name is Khorne.
Murder and slaughter, with a pile of skulls taken
but
in
his name is Khorne.
Tzeentch, god of change, mystery, and deceit.
Twitch. His name is Twitch. Okay, so we got Khorne, Twitch.tv. Don't worry, I need to make it easier for me to remember.
Confusing paradox of lies, schemes, and sorceries. And Nurgle, god...
Nurgle! Okay. Okay. No, I don't even need to change this guy's name. Okay, Nurgle? Nurgle, bro? Bro, okay, like... I'm sorry, he said it so seriously. And Nurgle. Ooh, Nurgle's your bulgy wolgy. I'm sorry, Warhammer fans, don't kill me, okay? But Nurgle. I'm Nurgle. Hello there, I'm Nurgle. That's how I imagine Nurgle sounds like. Hey guys, it's me, Nurgle. I'm sorry. Khorne, Twitch.tv, and Nurgle. Okay, this is peak.
Of rot, pestilence, and Genshin Impact. All things rot in the end.
Bro.
And Grandfather Nurgle is waiting for you with open arms. These gods ruled their respective realm in the Warp, sending their many followers against each other in the great game to be the most powerful of all the gods. So the Warp exists. Hell is real, parallel to our galaxy, with the realm of chaos and its gods fighting.
So wait, so then, like you said, the souls are like the energy. So then, whoever has more souls is basically the stronger one.
Control. But there are also gods of real space, gods of the normal world too. They're called Catan, and they eat stars.
You think God stays
This actually reminds me of the, you know, the star beast in Elden Ring?
heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
These star gods saw the plight of our poor Necrontyr and how the Old Ones cast them aside and said, you know what? You guys...
So wait, the Old Ones are not gods. They're just beings. These are the real gods.
Want immortality? Oh.
But like not the... They're the gods of like living Earth. But then in the Warp, there's other gods. And one of them is called Nurgle.
We will make it happen. We are the gods of the tangible, of real space. We can give you a cure.
Huh?
So then they ate all their souls.
Oh shit. That's a bit rude, ain't it? Bit rude, ain't it?
And turned them into robotic automaton, feasting on their souls and leaving a hollow shell of an intelligence left that is technically immortal. With
So they took the souls and just like left them as walking, talking things.
the power of an entire species' souls, they turned their new robotic slaves on the old ones and hunted them to extinction. The Necrontyr, now the soulless, undying Necrons, got their wish at the price
they got
of
an
their
upgrade.
souls.
They got
But we
buffed.
can count the number of kind gods on an amputated hand. With time, the selfish star gods turned on each other, fighting one another for more chances at glory and power. With this, the leader of the Necrons, Zarek, the Silent King.
Shrek. Okay. I'm sorry, I need to make this name easier to remember. Don't worry about Nurgle, though. I'll never forget Nurgle. But Shrek rolls off the tongue a bit better than Zarek. Okay, so that's Shrek. the leader of the Necron.
The man who doomed his species when he accepted this deal.
Damn.
Waited, planned.
I mean, I guess
bided.
they're immortal, but they're also kind of lacking, you know, what makes them human. I guess they were never human, but what makes them Necron, I guess.
His time until he seized the perfect moment and turned his legions of undead citizens against the star gods.
Aye.
Gods cannot be killed, but they can be broken. So Zarek broke
Okay,
the
that's...
star gods.
Okay, I'm Team Shrek. I am Team Shrek. This is metal as hell. Breaking the gods. Breaking the gods. W
To
Shrek.
thousands of pieces and locked them away in vaults, taking their free will away as they did to them, and
Damn.
sealed them away as basically Pokemon to
Deserved.
be used as weapons in the future.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's the Void Dragon.
Zarek then, with his perfect memory, exiled himself for his sins, flying out to the darkness between galaxies to atone for what he had done. This entire situation, the genocide of the Old Ones and the rebellion of Zarek, will go down in history as the War in Heaven. It is the
Okay.
most
The war in heaven is when the sky gods, not the warp gods, they fulfill the wish of the Necron, but in a genie type of way, where they made them immortal, but also took their free will and like their souls, and now they're kind of just machines, and they just live forever, but kind of meaningless. And then Shrek, rose above, and he said, "Fuck the gods." And seal them away to be used as weapons, but they're still kind of still machines, robots with no free will. So I don't really understand how, if he has no free will, how did Shrek do this? If he's like a robot, technically soulless robot, how did he manage to like turn against them? You'd think the gods would make that impossible, but I'm sure it will be explained.
brutal war the galaxy has ever seen and ever will see. This was a conflict that took an entire galaxy-spanning species and pitted them against gods that ate stars. The Necrons, rather crippled from, you know, the war in heaven, decided to go to sleep in gigantic tomb worlds on various planets until the upstart species of the galaxy died out. And so turns out, when you have a war that lasts tens, hundreds of thousands of years and involves the genociding of multiple species, the old ones of the galaxy, and the consumption of souls from an entire race, the warp gets a little wacky.
True. That is a lot of souls for the warp, man. Souls for the warp god, for Nurgle, okay? They're all going to Nurgle. To Corn, Twitch, and Nurgle. My goats, man, my goats.
If you had a kiddie pool and it was nice and calm, Corn is over there splashing about, so you don't really go in that direction. Nurgle has explosive diarrhea, so you don't really go in that direction either. But you can still kind of get in the pool. The pool's still fine. Turns out, when you add a couple trillion souls to that kiddie pool, it'll make the waves a little more turbulent. And turns out, a lot of them like to pick a side: Nurgle, Tzeentch, or Corn. So the ones
It's like, you know, it's like Hogwarts. You go to the warp and you're like, Nurgle, of course, Nurgle. Chad, yeah, I'm a Nurgle girly. you guys know, I was a bit torn between Twitch, you know, like I am a Twitch streamer, but nah, Nurgle.
Calmer warp, the once relaxing kiddie pool, has now been bloated. A million years of war will certainly make Khorne, god of murder and slaughter, more powerful. A million years of war will probably make Tzeentch, god of deception and change, a little more
Okay, but what about Nurgle? What about my goat? What about the only important one? What about Nurgle? Okay, you better tell me Nurgle gets the best part of the deal. Okay. You cannot do Nurgle wrong. Think over the follow.
powerful. And good God, a million years of war will make Nurgle god of decay. Oh, just the tiniest bit more.
Yeah, let's go Nurgle. There's a PP VTuber. She's watching 40k. It's my first time into the 40k universe, and I'm sorry, but like the names of the gods made me laugh a little bit. We got Khorne, Twitch.tv, and Nurgle, but Nurgle is my goat. Okay, I mean, look at him.
More powerful. Now, entering that kiddie pool is no longer fun, it's dangerous. The warp is now a problem. Hell is resembling hell a lot closer to what we imagined it originally. The Sea of Souls and the Realm of Chaos are now intertwined. So who else to brave the galaxy than a species that won't need to deal with that?
The Age of the Eldar.
The Eldar are space elves. They have a lot of the traits that you probably think of when you think of elves. Tall, slender,
racist,
pointy ears, bit more androgynous looking, no matter what DeviantArt will tell you.
That's what, sorry, it's an elf thing. It is an elf thing. Okay. Hopefully these ones are not super racist. Very actually, all I'm saying is I called it. It's an elf thing. It's a universal elf thing.
A bit stronger on the emotional side. The Old Ones, as I mentioned, could create life. And when they were getting, you know, absolutely bodied by the Catan and the Necrons, they made some new races.
The Necrons are my favorite so far. Okay, you know, like, they didn't deserve all that. They were just trying their best. Also, Shrek is still my goat. Like, you know, imprisoning old-ass gods, that is very metal of Shrek to do.
To try to help them. One of them was the Eldar. It didn't save them, but they're here now anyway. Oh, and also the orcs, but they're busy right now.
Hell yeah! W orcs!
The Eldar are a particularly psychically powerful race, so they were really adept at being able to handle the new turbulent warp of chaos and good at killing Necrons, hence why they went to sleep. Being psychically gifted is basically like being a wizard, but you get your wizard powers from hell. This is called being a psyker. And basically, if you want to do cool wizard shit like lightning from your hands or reading...
and no, you guys already know how I feel about magic users, okay? Nah. I'm good. Yeah, fancy warlock. Nah, I'm good. I genuinely am. Nah.
Someone's mind. You can do that.
Magic is great. I just don't agree with their lifestyle.
Life and the energy to do that from the warp. Luckily, the Eldar are very good at handling this without too many negative effects because, you know, summoning power from the Sea of Souls with the new Chaos friends can be a bit of an issue. But Eldar are pretty good at it. And you see, what's really cool and also awful about Warhammer is that most developed species travel long, faster than light distances by going through that warp. They create...
I mean, I guess it is like a wormhole, like a warp hole. So here, so it is a physical, tangible object. Like this afterlife, it is a physical place that you can travel through. All kinds of magic are cool. I just don't agree with their lifestyle. It's like the Nether. Yo! Dude, okay, that's the best comparison to explaining to me. It's like the Nether. People would fit into 40k universe with a hater for the mage. How can I say it? I'm based. You can enter it physically. It's like the Nether, man.
A tear in reality to unreality and move through it. Faster than light travel.
It's like the Nether. Like, you know, like 1 block in the Nether is 5 blocks in the real life, you know? Did I mute the video? Sorry. I muted the video by accident.
For those of you who play Minecraft, you know how the Nether is like
pre-watch. I mean, you probably pre-watch whoever said it in the chat, but I feel like I pre-watch now because I read it before I got to it in the video.
pocket dimension. So moving 10 spaces in the Nether is actually moving something like 1,000 in the real world. That's basically what warp travel is. Just much like in the Nether, there are a lot of things that want to kill you. The Eldar found a way to do so in between realities. Not regular reality, not the warp, something else. A purgatory of sorts. A fabricated psychic realm that allowed them to travel without fearing the negative effects of the warp.
So they made like the ether, you know, the one you do with glowstone and water in Minecraft? They made the ether.
Were the perfect fit for the new galaxy, and they took it with open arms and pointy ears. The empire of the Eldar spread everywhere, and it spread all the way until now, the 21st century. That's right, while you were watching NPC streams on TikTok, the space elves were ruling the galaxy, and they did so for quite a long period of time. The 21st century.
Shit, no, I'm gonna be biased. Okay, I do tend to be human team. I do tend to be human team most times. We're canon in lore, even VTubers. Even VTubers? Ew, never mind. I don't want to live in the 40k universe anymore. Goddamn.
Came and went. Humanity grew and grew all under the nose of their elf overlords. At this time, humans advanced. Your classic sci-fi style way. We began to expand, colonize our solar system, terraformed our planets, created new and more powerful machines and starships. The age of Terra, also known as Earth, but we call it Terra here, was here, and existed between the 21st century all the way until the 15th millennia. Not much is known about this time, not much needs to be known. Humanity grew up, sought the stars. It's classic. Then came the years between 15,000 and 25,000, the age of technology, or to some, the dark age of technology. This is when humanity reached a new apex of technological understanding. When you think of sci-fi—
no, they made SpongeBob twerk with AI. They made AI SpongeBob twerk.
There's a lot of things you can think of. Star Trek, maybe Star Wars style. You can go cyberpunk dystopian. The age of technology was deep sci-fi, like a scientific prowess that fringed on magic. This is also when the first ever psychers began showing up in humanity. Individuals with the genetic mutation to be able to access the warp, and then because of that, travel through it. Humanity was no longer constricted to their early ways of travel. With warp travel, they could go anywhere in the galaxy. They equipped ships with gigantic AI machines, with everything you would ever need to know
SpongeBob twerking videos
about mankind, and sent them out on colony ships to expand their influence across the galaxy. This was truly the golden age of humanity, and with every golden age
what a beautiful man. Like, look how beautiful this man is. Surely he wouldn't do anything bad ever. Like, come on, like, what a beautiful woman. I mean, I guess you would think he's a woman at first glance, wouldn't you?
There is a fall. While the new human upstarts of the galaxy were reaching new levels of technology
and sloppy devil, thank you for the follow.
Prowess, the Eldar were engaging in
Debauchery!
What happens when a species has everything? You can produce unlimited food out of nothing. Your need for farmers and workers, gone. You have dominated the stars and have created a fast travel system that doesn't rely on the dangers of the warp. You have nothing else to do. You have no struggles, no problems, and feel as if there is nowhere else to go. Well, you begin to experiment. The Eldar started harmless enough. You know, you take a serious interest in your species' culture, your arts, paintings, poems, plays. These are Eldar, elves, remember? Their emotions are heightened, more powerful than us humans. So your plays get louder. They start to push on the limits of your hearing ability. Your music becomes different, more deranged. It pushes the boundaries of what is art. The visual spectacle of art becomes more bizarre, more delusional, more eccentric. And
I
let's
mean,
not
I feel
forget
like that happened with humans too. Like, have you seen modern art?
a very important sense. Touch. Pornography is one thing.
Are they... Is what he's about to tell me is that the elves engaged in mass gooning? Like, is that what's about to happen?
Brothels is another. What if they all mixed? What if your brothels were part of your art and music? And what if those became more deranged? The boundaries of debauchery...
Galactic level gooning, bro. Intergalactic hyperplanetary gooning, bruh.
were not just met, but shattered. Next thing you know, murder is commonplace and often mixed with the art, music, and sex. Pain is a common byproduct of entertainment. Whatever sensation you can have must be increased, must be enhanced, must be taken
Damn,
to
they really got bored, didn't they?
the limits. The Eldar Empire slipped into a nightmarish realm of debauchery and excess, with the worst of it taking place in a city in the webway, a black market for these kinds of heinous acts known as Kamara.
Okay, comrade. Okay, dude. You know, why do you give me all these fancy, complicated words like Suzuki Shrek? Just say Shrek. Komara? Yeah, the down comrade. Okay, dude. Come on, comrade. Make it easy for me, man. Make it easy for me.
Eldar saw the writing on the wall, saw what was happening to their species and how far they had slipped. So they boarded continent-sized starships called craft worlds and left their empire, seeking a more enlightened, calmer existence among their peers. Some, those in Kamara, pushed it to even greater.
Those in comrade. New official name. What can I say? I'm here to redevelop and reshape the 40k universe.
heights, relishing the pain and torment they inflicted on those around them. All during this, the warp, the yin to the yang of the world, was fed by these emotions, by the psychic power.
You bet Nurgle love that.
Of the Eldar, by the souls taken in these depraved acts on a galactic scale. And just like that, Eldar ended. Slaanesh, the fourth chaos god, was birthed into existence and consumed
Did you see what I saw?
the souls of 90%
Base for the Nari enjoyers.
of the Eldar population. Those that fled were spared the worst of it, and those in the webway and Kamara were able to stave off the pull of Slaanesh so long as they continued to commit horrid acts of torture and violence. But for the majority of the Eldar, their empire died with Slaanesh's birth. The new fourth chaos god.
So this is like, wait, so she's a new Nurgle, Slaanesh. Is this a race like the Eldar, or is it a goddess like Nurgle? Imagine birth by god by gooning. The ultimate gooner. Oh my god, they made a new god because they gooned too hard. Oh, they made a new god into existence by gooning so hard. Okay, that's metal. What the fuck is her name? Slaanesh? She domains all the galaxy. Okay, so Slaanesh domains all the galaxy. No, but Nurgle is better. Come on. Slaanesh is a chaos god, the god of debauchery.
Who thirsts, the god of unspeakable excess of pleasure, pain, hedonism, and perfection, had been born. With the fall of the Eldar Empire came the ruin of humanity. Slaanesh's birth sent storms in the warp across.
Okay, yeah, so new warp god was born because of they went too far. Slaanesh, the name I'm giving her, this one, you guys may not get it. It's a Romanian word. It basically means pig fat. So her name is Slaanesh now. It may be a bit harder to say for people that are not Romanian, but don't worry, you'll get used to it.
Across the galaxy, making travel between star systems impossible. Coupled with a huge classic AI rebellion, as a staple in these sci-fi settings, humanity began to suffer the age of strife. Now, planets that relied on intergalactic travel were completely cut off. Long-range messages normally sent through the warp were snuffed out. If you were a planet that was great at mining stuff but couldn't get food,
I be mining. I be mining. Slaanesh, no, Slaanesh. She can give me her pig fat. It's both male and female, so pleasure for everyone. Rip any planet that didn't grow food, I guess.
well, you know that movie about the rugby players in the mountains? Oh, and because of these insane warp storms and fluctuations, psychers began to appear among the human population a bit more often. Now, this initially had them hunted down as witches, because that's pretty common in this setting, but some deemed it right to protect them. Unfortunately for those people, psychers, because they open a gateway to the warp, don't really know how to use their powers well, and they kind of attract demons, who then force their way through the psyker as a conduit of sorts and begin to slaughter the population of your planet.
So are the demons just souls from the warp? Or are they like, what are demons in this universe? Are they...
The Age of Strife was a catastrophic period of time for humanity and set back their progress tenfold over the not 1, not 2, but 5,000 year period. During this time, the age of humanity that we know began to form. Worlds equipped with large mechs for agriculture began to equip them with weapons to defend from alien and demonic invaders. Over 5,000 years, this became a custom and tradition, dubbing them as night worlds, a feudal society of honor-bound knights in gigantic robots that uphold.
So is this the Space Marines, or are we not there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Demons are like the pig people in the nether. They're kind of just there. Okay, so they're spawning. Okay, so they're like piglins. Okay, you know what? They were created by the chaos energy of the warp. Some contain souls. Okay, so they're like, nope, not yet. Oh, god damn it. Not for a long time. God damn it, man. Okay, so these are the knights. They're not Space Marines. They're like piglins.
The chivalric code to defend their worlds and honor. A group of individuals on Mars, after radioactively bombing their planet to become inhospitable to human life, ran their entire lives underground on the few life support systems keeping them alive. Those technicians who could work on the machines and keep them operational were revered, and over 5,000 years went from skilled members of society to full-blown priests. The cult Mechanicus, or tech priests of Mars, formed in the ashes of the Red Planet with a religious fervor and doctrine
It kind of looks like the pirate from TF2.
on the cult of the machine god. And on Earth, or Terra, techno-barbarian tribes waged war across the planet in a Mad Max style of blood and gore. Until finally, a mysterious man who lived in the shadows of Terra for millennia finally revealed himself to the...
Dude, I swear, his name better be something like... Chad, these are humans. If his name is like Glorbadorg as Hongorvorg, dude, his name better be something like John, is all I'm saying. These are humans. Why would his name be Surzango? Better be like just a John.
populace. His name was the Emperor.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh, okay, you know, I'm gonna call him John. You know, the Emperor. So that's not his real name. The Emperor is his title. His name is John. John Warhammer.
Himself the Emperor of mankind. Where did he come from?
Where did he go?
Why is he 10 feet tall and the most powerful psyker of all of mankind? I don't know. Why is he basically immortal?
So he's just like Mary Sue. Okay, so John is kind of like a Mary Sue. Like, he just appears and he's like, when you play make believe with a child, and like, and I have all the powers in the world, and I'm immortal, and I'm the best psyker, and I just appeared, and I can kill your character, and I can warp, and I can do everything. That's John. Got it.
I don't know. Where'd Cotton Eye Joe go? Who knows?
Stop! Don't make the same joke I do.
But he's here, and he isn't happy with all of you ripping up Terra. So he began the Unification Wars, where he
honestly.
and a very early version of the famous Space Marines, the Thunder Warriors, reunited Terra under a single banner.
Let's go, John.
With blood. Then, after taking over Earth, he reunited the Thunder Warriors into the fucking dirt. This is where we get the Imperium of Man, also known as the Imperium. The new faction headed by the Emperor of Mankind, with a treaty signed with the Cult Mechanicus on Mars to spread out and reunite humanity after the catastrophic Age of Strife. But first, the Emperor is going to need some smaller versions of him.
Damn. Is that damn. He's like kids play acting on a playground. There's a few theories. Has been around since basically the Stone Age. Damn, so he's just been there, like chilling.
20 of them, 18 of them, I meant, gene-crafted sons.
Oh, damn. Oh, chat quick. Which one's the hottest? Which one's the hottest? Probably this one. Probably that one. Okay, probably that one. Yeah. I do appreciate a bold one in the corner. Bold representation, you know. And this one looks like he has a grudge.
Of the strongest human to ever live. All of them possess unparalleled strategic power, intelligence, formidable strength and size. A real powerful force to unite humanity and stop the chaos of the current galaxy. Speaking of chaos, you ever seen that image of that guy? It's like throwing the baby like a basketball. It's about what happened. The Chaos Gods intervened and grabbed the 18 Primarch gestation pods and yeeted them across the galaxy at a whim.
What happened to the first guys, by the way? You know, are they still frozen? Remember the first guys? Sanguinius and his Yaoi Marines? Dude, you were speaking 4 languages to me. In the Stone Age, human shame as became aware of the warp and got scared, so they all killed themselves in Minecraft. And that souls of all these shaman became one dude. That one dude is the Emperor, and he's as strong as the whole Chaos God. Damn. Damn, bro. The Emperor is kind of like base, bro. Bruh.
Everywhere they could possibly go. A galactic game of keep away. So the Emperor had to get them back. So begins...
No, but again, what happened to the first guys? I forget their names. Oh, see, this is what happens if I didn't give them funny names. I didn't give them funny names and I forget. The first guys that were like, they froze themselves. They were like robots, but like with souls, but like... They dead. Necrons, they're coming back soon. They're eeping, they're shoo me.
The Great Crusade, a crusade across the stars to reunite not just humanity, but the Emperor with his fallen sons. The first to be found was Horus.
Doubly bold.
One of the strongest and most noble sons. The Emperor carried with him a legion of newly crafted warriors with genetic material.
Are these the Space Marines?
Are
we there yet?
From their Primarch father. These are the newly made Space Marines.
We're there. W. We got there in the end. So the bold guy is the father of the Space Marines?
Horus, his were the Luna Wolves. And as the Emperor continued on his great crusade, he found more and more of his sons, reuniting them with their individual Space Marine.
Yo, thank you for the raid. Welcome, we're watching 40k lore for the first time. He made them in test tubes. Wait, so all Space Marines are like made. They're not born, they're like... Every Space Marine Legion has a gene fodder, which is one of the 18 Primarchs. Ah, so you can be like made from different ones. Yo, thank you for the Prime. Thank you.
Legions. Leman Russ, the cunning hunter with the Space Wolves. Rogel Dorm, the...
I'm sorry. His name is what? I'm sorry. His name is Rogel Dorn. Rogel Dorn? Okay. Okay, Rogel Dorn.
Phalanx with the Imperial Fists. Angron.
Okay. Okay. When you said we're getting goofier with the names, you were right. We got Angie. Yeah, that's why I'm calling this guy Angie, because he's so angry. He's like, wow, I'm so angry.
The barbarian, the very angry with his world eater.
Yeah, the angry guy called Angron. You know, I would probably be one of these, okay? Sorry, Papa Angron. Now you can complain about the names. I'm not complaining about them. Look, I love Nurgle, okay? I love Nurgle. But, like, am I supposed to hear the name Nurgle and not laugh? Come on.
Fulgrim, the perfect. With his
Fulgrim. Okay, you know, I'm not gonna... You know, that's a decent name. That's a decent name.
Emperor's children. And Jagatai Khan.
Okay. Jagatai Khan. Okay, I feel like that's slightly ethnic, so I don't feel comfortable making fun of that.
The swift, the stoic, and his white scars. Those were just some of the 18, and one by one his lost Primarch sons were returned to him, and their Space Marine legions returned to...
So what happened to the warp during all this, huh? Do wonder what the warp is doing. Remember Corn, Twitch, and Nurgle? How could I forget Corn, Twitch, and Nurgle, huh? How PP Slayers are more intimidating name than some of these. No, don't forget about Angron. Think of the follows set to build.
Them. The Great Crusade saw humanity once again reconquer the stars, returning worlds of humanity back to the Imperium and killing any and all who stood against their noble crusade.
Nice.
But
Yo, wait, Slaanesh stabilized the warp? I would have said that would make it worse. Okay. I guess Slaanesh doing God's work.
in the years of the 31st millennia, treachery would break this all apart.
I swear, it's like after like 5,000 years of good things, they always do bad. They always go bad, man.
Then we don't know what we did. Horus, the Emperor's most beloved and favored sons, named War Master for the Crusade, succumbed to the power of chaos and daddy issues.
Oh, they made a bold guy evil, man. Really? This is boldism. You had one bold guy in that lineup, and that's the guy you made evil, man? That's the guy you made evil? Bruh. Bold and evil is pick a struggle. Nah, this is like anti-bold activism, okay? Shout out to my balls. I respect you, okay, man?
All because of that bastard Erebus.
Sorry, the bold every word. God damn it, man. No, don't do it.
Yo, fuck Erebus. Slowly,
Who's
Horus
Erebus? Wait, sorry. Rewind.
the Crusade succumbed to the power of chaos and daddy issues. All because of that bastard Erebus. Yo, fuck Erebus. Slowly, Horus would become corrupted, turning the Emperor's sons against
Horus's adoptive father, I think. What? But wasn't the Emperor their father? John? Wasn't John all of their fathers? I guess you did say adoptive. He corrupted him. Damn. He's a dickhead that ruined everything by worshipping demons. God damn it. You know what? Erebus, more like... See, I can't even come up with a funny name for him, bro. Eras. It's the best I can come up with. Erebus, more like... Erebus, more like Erebus. But... I've been paying attention. I swear he didn't mention this. Every primarch got joined to the galaxy random plans by chaos gods. He didn't say that. I've been paying so much attention. I've been paying so much attention. The chaos god kidnapped them and spread them over the galaxy to keep them away from the Emperor. Is he ass rash? That doesn't even sound like the same thing. He said that. I didn't pick it up. So the chaos guys did that because if they were together with the Emperor, they would be too strong. Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't miss that. I don't know how. Basically, yes. Okay, that makes sense. So the main mission, technically, is to reunite the Emperor with his sons.
Him. This begins the most pivotal moment in our story, and the one that has like 50 books written about it, the Horus heresy. Half 9 of the 18 primarchs turned against the Emperor, and the following years were a bloody battle for the throne of terror.
Okay, so 9 of them hate him, and 9 of them like him. I can guess who Angie is on the part of, okay? I bet my ass that Angie is evil too. Like, come on. Like, come on, bro. The Emperor collected them one by one, but Horus became Horus because his adopted father... Horus. Oh, man. Oh, man. They all grew up very differently than the Emperor would have liked. So for them, some of them became easier to become evil. That series of novels has more than 50 books. Angie is just Angie, surely.
The Emperor originally was working on a special webway project, just like the Eldar, to make faster-than-light travel significantly easier and safer. Really improve humanity to allow them to conquer the stars without the risk of the warp. Well, this big red idiot named Magnus kind of blew a hole into that. Literally and figuratively. So Big E over there is stuck on a gigantic golden throne, holding back the oncoming rush of demons and powering the Astronomicon. Basically a big...
So simply by man is so powerful, simply by sitting there, he powers the entire thing, man. Magnus did nothing wrong. Oh my god, I can feel the YouTube arguments in the comments. Guys, do you think Magnus did anything wrong? I have no idea, but what do you guys think, okay? Argue about it. Magnus did something is wrong, honestly.
North Star for people who are sailing in the warp to help them navigate. The Horus heresy saw many loyalist and traitor legions pitted against each other in a bloody war until it reached Terra itself. Horus, unable to break through the lines and with time running out, made a gambit and opened his ship up to be boarded. The Emperor took this challenge, quickly allowing someone else to take control of the throne as he teleported his way onto Horus's flagship, the Vengeful Spirit. The Emperor, unable to truly kill his most beloved son, changed his mind quick.
Wow, L. He pulled a Naruto. He pulled like a Goku, man. He pulled a fucking Goku. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't you know how much worse that's gonna be?
When Horus strangled the life out of his other son, Sanguinius.
Oh, no!
Is that the hot one? No! Not the hot one! No! Please, take the ugly ones instead, man.
Sure, you've seen this image at some point. The Emperor then
I've
said,
seen it now.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, and proceeded to psychically blast Horus into complete oblivion, killing not only his body, but also his soul. Horribly wounded from this duel, the Emperor is returned to the Golden Throne in order to keep the demons at bay and power the Astronomicon, because without it, humanity would be flying blind. There he sits, slowly dying from his wounds and the
No, he's dying. Isn't he immortal? Isn't he like immortal or something? Wasn't he immortal? Why don't they get like a med kit? Like, why is no one healing him?
Of powering the Golden Throne. The only thing keeping him alive is feeding upon the souls of 1,000 psychers every single day. This was 10,000 years ago.
So do people like bring... Oh, dude, I can already tell how this is gonna cause like a witch hunt where humans just gather all psychers and just feed them to him, right? 1,000 a day, man. The Emperor is a perpetual, which means he can reincarnate, but them keeping him alive is just making everything worse. Well, they probably don't know that, right? Psychers are sacrificed for the Emperor. Yeah, that makes sense. They send out the black ships to gather psychers. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I could feel that as soon as he said he eats 1,000 of them a day.
We are now in the 41st millennium, modern day. Warhammer 40,000.
Ah, that's why it's called 40k, because it's in the year 40k. It's wow. The problem is if he dies, his throne he's on fails and Earth basically goes bye-bye. The fact he hasn't died for 10k years makes him a god in people's eyes. Okay, not only in people's eyes, he is a god. Like, he was super base. He was in the level power of the chaos gods. Whatever happened to them. But whatever happened to my goat Nurgle? You know what I mean?
The Emperor remains on his throne. The Imperium is a rotting carcass of an empire, a fascist, xenophobic cult that worships the Emperor as a deity despite him never wanting to be seen as a god. Over the span of 1 million worlds, the ecclesiarchy, the church of the Emperor, is spread throughout. Inquisitors with unparalleled power root out any sign of heresy or lack of devotion to their god Emperor. The other half of the traitor legions move about as Chaos Space Marines, raiding and pillaging the Imperium, while the loyalist half does their best to keep the Empire alive.
Bro. There's also a theory that if we let the Emperor die, he can become a god like Slaanesh, but I will kill 90% of humanity. Could be an evil god? Nah, but have you met John? Have you met John? You know, I think they do need a good chaos god. I think they should do that, honestly. Like, it's fine. They can repopulate, chat. Cause like, he could actually be the first base chaos god, aside Nurgle, of course.
All throughout this, they must endure orc invasions, Eldar trickery, the reawakening of the Necron race, and the—
let's go, my goats! I'm still Necron gang. You know, they were the first ones I met. I feel like they were wronged. They're still my goats. That's my side. I'm the Necron side. Yeah. I would love that, but you have to change the game too much. I forgot what I said. I forgot what I said. Do you mean that if they killed him and he became another god?
Great Devourer, the newest tyrannid threat from the darkness between galaxies that has arrived to feast on their worlds. The theme of Warhammer 40,000 is regression and intolerance. Every major faction in Warhammer has had an empire that spanned the galaxy only to be crushed back to a hollow shell of what they once were due to their own failings. Culture, the arts, personal freedom, religious tolerance, the simple possibility that alien life might not want to kill us is considered heretical and is often met with a pistol to the head. There is no time for these things. All there is time for is worship of the God Emperor and a million—
Whoever said lol did love Twitter. Oh shit. Oh, they would. Oh, they sure would. Did you imagine how many interplanetary slurs these people have? Probably, bro. Like, imagine if the sheer thought that an alien race does not want to kill you is punishable like death, bro. Like, they call it X. Yeah, you know they call it X, man. Holy.
Wars to be fought. To be a human in the 41st millennia is 99% of the time to live a horrible existence. To be one of trillions of other
I'll
humans
take the Necrons, thank you very much.
a million worlds throughout the galaxy. A galaxy where AI is outlawed, so humans are repurposed and lobotomized to become slaves. A place where lack of devotion is met with death. And if you even have devotion, there is a good chance the threats to the galaxy, chaos, and aliens will kill you anyway. Warhammer is a world where you revel in being bad. There are protagonists, there are antagonists, but every faction is some shade of evil. Because playing the bad guys is always more fun. And my friend, you have a selection. So pick up that last
Wait, go back. I want to see that art.
Because playing the bad guys is always more fun. And
So we have the orc. These are the Dormammus, the Dormans, the Shumimimis, the Dormis. The Dorime, Inderime, Arabare Dorime. This is the good humans with the Emperor. This is the bad humans with Horus. This is my goats, the Necrons, and as has been covered, must be the new monster type that came from the chaos. Orcs is best. Dude, we haven't seen anything about the orcs. That's how you know they're just chilling.
Friend, you have a selection. So pick up that las gun, soldier. You and the other 3 million men and women in this single deployment on this single world in this single battle will now show them the might of the God Emperor. That weapon in your hands has killed 99% of the alien populations in this galaxy. Unfortunately for you, soldier, you're fighting the final 1%. May the Emperor be with us. Glory to the first man to die, for in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
Damn. Nah, I think canon ending should be letting the Emperor die, for sure. For sure. Is that my goat, Nurgle? Dude, I still can't believe that's his real name. Nurgle. Warlords amazing. They're mushrooms and they need to fight to survive. Literally, they need fighting in the same way you need air. Bruh, didn't even touch on the Tyranids. Okay, the thyroid glands. I've been looking forward to that. I know there's another video about the factions that people told me to watch. I will definitely watch that next. But not today, because it's late. It's almost 12 AM. But next time on React Rane. For sure. For sure. That was interesting. That was fun. Epic.